Alpha males, beta males, sigma males. TikTok thinks it's cracked the code on dominance, but what if I told you this whole hierarchy is based on a lie? You've been told you need to be alpha to succeed, that betas finish last, that sigmas are lone wolves who don't play by the rules. But where did these labels actually come from? And is there any real science behind them? Let's dive into each of them. The concept of the alpha male actually comes from a 1947 study on wolves in captivity. Researchers noticed certain wolves acting dominant and some acting submissive, so they labeled them alpha and beta. Simple enough, right? But here's the twist. The wolves weren't in the wild. They were in cages, forced into unnatural social groups. Years later, the same scientist, David Mech, completely debunked the idea. In wild wolf packs, there's no power struggle for dominance. The so-called alpha wolf, that's just a dad taking care of his pups. But by the time the truth came out, the myth had already spread into pop psychology, bro culture, dating advice, YouTube experts, and of course, the internet ran with it. Then came the sigma male, the mysterious outsider, the lone wolf who doesn't lead or follow. He operates outside the system, not aggressive like the alpha, not weak like the beta. He's somehow better than both. It's a clever rebrand. It tells men, you don't need to dominate others, just silently win, which sounds cool, but it's still a hierarchy, still based on comparing yourself to others. But here's what actual psychology says about status and leadership. Humans don't just operate on dominance. We also use something called prestige. In a 2001 study, researchers Henrik and Gil White found that people rise in social groups either through dominance, which is fear, control, aggression, or through prestige, which is earned respect, competence, generosity, emotional intelligence. And here's the kicker. Most long-term influence, whether in business, friendships, or romantic life, comes through prestige, not flexing, not intimidation, but being someone others genuinely want to learn from. So why do people still cling to this alpha, beta, sigma stuff? Because it gives a simple answer to a complex world. Feeling lost in life? Just become alpha. Feeling rejected? Blame being beta. Feel like you don't fit in? Must be sigma. It gives you categories, labels, a way to make sense of rejection or confusion. Psychologists call this essentialism, the urge to put people into neat boxes. And we love boxes, even when they're the wrong shape. But real psychology doesn't work like a video game character's select screen. People are complicated. Context matters. Your behavior changes based on environment, trauma, upbringing, and personality, not your imaginary place on a dominance pyramid. Yes, personality traits do exist, things like introversion, openness, or emotional stability, and they tend to stay fairly consistent. But those traits don't assign you a rank in some social hierarchy. You're not locked into alpha, beta, or sigma mode because behavior changes with growth, maturity, and self-awareness. So, are alpha, beta, and sigma real? Yes, but not in the way the internet thinks. They're catchy labels, but not grounded in real psychology. If you want to grow socially, emotionally, even professionally, stop trying to become some made-up archetype. Instead, learn how to build confidence from self-awareness. Learn communication. Learn emotional regulation. Learn empathy. That's what actually earns influence. That's what actually builds relationships. That's what actually makes you powerful. If you're tired of pseudopsych and want real tools to understand yourself and others, this channel is for you. Hit subscribe. We do psychology, not cosplay.